In this video, we are going to go about finding sources for paper number 3 in your UNV 101 class. I'm the library director, I'm Dawn Emsalem, and I'm your librarian for this class. If you have any questions after this presentation, you can email me at dawn.emsalem@salve.edu, or you can Google Dawn Salve Library, and that will give you the information you need to get in touch with me. So what are we going to do today? The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to create a research strategy that will hopefully be the most successful in finding sources that your professor wants you to find for this assignment. We're also going to talk about how to identify search words and phrases that are most effective depending on your topic and the search tool. And we're going to actually find sources that will hopefully be usable in your paper. And to do that, we're going to practice using several library search tools: our article search, which looks in our EBSCO host databases, JSTOR, which is another library database, and the library's book search or catalog, which has ebooks and print books. And just a word about the meaning of database. A database is a collection of articles and sometimes ebooks and ebook chapters that are able to be separated by discipline. In this case, we're going to be searching across disciplines because your paper is multidisciplinary. So what's first? The first thing to do is look very closely at your assignment and read what the requirements are. In this case, Dr. Delamotte wants you to use at least 3 sources, including at least 1 scholarly book and 1 scholarly article. And you're also asked to use MLA formatting. So this activity that you're going to be doing is going to help you do that. Then we want to create a research strategy. And to do that, we can ask ourselves 4 questions. The first one is, what information is required? And if you read your assignment, you can see that Dr. Delamotte would like you to use scholarly analysis as opposed to popular information about your dystopia or utopia topic. Then the next thing is, what types of sources are required? And in this case, Dr. Delamotte wants you to use scholarly articles and books or book chapters. And then, what search tools are you going to use that will get you to those sources? And as I said, we're using these 3 tools today. Then we want to think about what search words or phrases will we try in each tool. And in terms of the words, what you really want to do is think about the significant nouns. So you want to pull those out. In Google, you can type your entire search question in there, but in library tools, you have to be a little more specific and leave out these sort of superfluous words. If you're having trouble conceptualizing what types of words you might use, you can look at the second page of your assignment, which gives some ideas. Then you're probably going to want to use those words in different search tools. Some subjects and search words work better in some tools than others. So you really want to pay attention to trying different words in the same tool, and then if that doesn't work, going into a different tool. The different tools work differently, and you want to make sure that you keep that in mind. For example, in Google, you can type as many words as you want, and you're going to get results. In EBSCO, in the library catalog, you have to be very specific about which words you use, and you usually have to use fewer and more meaningful words. In JSTOR, it's a little closer to Google, and you can type more words in there, but you still have to be careful about which ones you use. If we're talking about the difference between JSTOR's database and EBSCO's database, JSTOR is strong in literature and history and other what we call humanities fields. And the material in JSTOR is a little older. It's 5 or 10 years or more older, whereas EBSCO carries all scholarly disciplines at our library, and it also includes right up to the minute publications. With that, let's get right into the library homepage, which you can access by Googling Salve Library. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to try a search in here, like maybe surveillance and dystopia, to see what comes back. Right away, we see that we got 79 results. And if we scroll down to see what kind of books we got, there's a bunch of interesting options. This one is a print book in the library's main collection. If you find a print book, you can go to the library and ask a librarian to help you find it. It takes a little bit of time to get used to the Library of Congress call number system, but it's worth it. And we also see a lot of ebooks. So if we would like to try an ebook, you click on View Ebook, and you can navigate it from here. The first thing to do is to click on Read Online, and then you can see how to get into the book. I suggest, if it's possible, to look at the table of contents to see what chapters might be most useful to you. And if you find a chapter, you can click on it. And if you would like, you can download the PDF right here. This will also give you an option to choose what type of citation style you would like, and that will allow you to download the PDF. If you notice, there are different results. We have different ebook providers, and you may have different interfaces, so it might not look the same, but the options are there to download. Now, for your activity, I will be asking you to provide a link which you will want to copy and paste into your activity, and this is where the link button to books is. You can also cite from right here by clicking on this and selecting a citation style. You'll note that this gives you some information that is incorrect, like insert missing database name. So you're going to want to take that out when you do your paper to make sure your MLA citation is accurate. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is go back to the library homepage, and as you see, this gray books thing tab is highlighted, and we're going to click over to the articles tab. As you see right here, this is searching our EBSCO host databases, and we can try a search such as dystopia, and we could try nursing or genetic engineering. And this is going to bring back articles and also probably some book chapters, because EBSCO host has book chapters. And you see here that we have 51 results, and here's a book or book chapter. We see there's reviews. So if you look on the side, it tells you what you're looking at. This is a popular source, and this is a scholarly source, academic, scholarly, peer-reviewed. These are ways of identifying scholarly sources. So if you'd like to look at a scholarly source such as this one, if you click on that title, this will bring you into the information about the article, including the PDF, which you can choose to open and download. And right here is the permalink, and I always like to point this out. If you click on it, this is how you get the permalink, which you're going to want to copy and paste when you do your activity. You'll need to know this. And the reason I always point this out is because every year in the library we have students doing research for hours, and they copy this link up here. Unfortunately, this link will never get you back to the article because it has this little session ID, which is sort of like the date and time and place that you access the article, and you can never use it again. So the database provider provides you with a permalink. So if you want to keep a bunch of links of articles you found that are useful, that's how you do it. You can also get your MLA citation by clicking on Cite and scrolling down to Modern Languages MLA, and you can copy and paste that right here. If you notice, some of these articles say PDF full text, and some of them say find full text, request this item. If it says PDF full text, you have access to the whole article right in this database. If not, you click on this, find full text, and it will go out into the all of our other databases to see if we have it. And in this case, we don't. But if you really want this article, you can just click on Request through Interlibrary Loan, and you'll fill in your first name, last name, and library email password. Our librarians will ask a library to get it for you. Now, when we go back to the library's homepage again, and we're in this Articles tab right here, the next tool I'd like to show you, because it can be very useful for this particular project, is JSTOR. So if we click on JSTOR, you'll see that that's a very different looking website. And let's say you were looking at a topic like social media and dystopia. You don't need to put the "and," I just sort of typed it in there by mistake. And what we get now is we get 2,526 results. And you're going to want to look through these results and see they highlighted your words where they showed up. And I see that they're separating the words social and media, and I really don't want them. I want them to keep those together. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to put quotes around that. And you can do this in Google too. This keeps the words social and media together. And now I have 179 results, but hopefully they're more useful results. So let's just say that, for example, I am really interested in this article, for example. There's a few different things about it. You can cite it here and get your MLA citation and copy it. You can also download the PDF from right here by clicking on this button. And if you click on the title of this journal article, you can see that there is a stable URL and a remote access URL. And what you want, if you're getting your permalink, JSTOR calls it a remote access URL, you want to copy this one because it's got this little thing that says Salve in it, and that's how the database knows that you should be asked for your first name, last name, and email password. That's how they know you're affiliated with Salve. So hopefully these three tools, the book search, the article search, and JSTOR, will help you find the sources you need for this paper. And we'll talk more in class, so be sure to be thinking of questions you have while you're searching.